All right, day one of minicamp wrapped up yesterday. Day two is later today for the Chicago Bears. But we heard from Kmet and DJ Moore yesterday. They both had a couple of quotes that should fire up Bears fans. Let's get into it here on today's show. I'm Harrison Graham. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Kmet talked for the first time this offseason, I believe, at least from the podium at House Hall. Maybe he's done some interviews or something like that, but definitely the first time since they drafted Colston Loveland, which was interesting. Not really going to get into that. Kmet did say he was a little caught off guard, but also that had a nice conversation with Ben Johnson right after the pick and in the days after, and he's excited about the future of that pairing. But what I wanted to get into today with Kmet and then a little bit later with DJ Moore is some of the strong words they had to say about Ben Johnson and this coaching staff, which has been a theme over the last month or so since OTAs and the offseason program got started. Here's what Cole had to say first, saying, "What sticks out with Ben and this staff in general is just how detail-oriented they are. You could feel it in meetings. They're relentless on the details. That's something that's maybe a little bit unique from what I've had in the past. Not saying other coaches weren't detailed. It's okay to say that, Cole. But it's an obsession with the details. You feel that from him, and he just can't let it go." I love the end of that quote. Forget, I don't think Cole's not intentionally trying to take a shot at Matt Eberflus or Shane Waldron or anyone else. That's all well documented. But the obsession with the details, and then I love this at the end, he can't let it go. Like, that is, you read about like these Fortune 500 CEOs and all this stuff. They're almost like OCD, right? Where they're just like, if something is off an inch here, a foot there, whatever measurement you want to make in whatever business they're running. In football, it can be, a yard, a half a yard, which we'll get to a story in a second. Like, it doesn't seem like a big deal, and as an employee, you're probably like, God, it's so annoying. Like, why is he on my ass about this every second? Well, if you let those things slip and other people, and then you let more of the rope go, then eventually it does become a big deal. That one little thing may not be a big deal, but 8 of those little details add up to being a big deal. And Cole even gave an example. And we kind of heard this during the first week of OTAs. It was reported by people who were at the practices. Johnson got after Kmet on a play, and it was a little unclear what the situation was. People kind of guessed, and I think accurately did so, about his being misaligned on a play. He was probably lined up in the slot, and he wasn't exactly where he needed to be. Maybe he was supposed to be 5 yards off the left tackle, and he was 4 or 6 or whatever the case may be. Doesn't seem like a big detail, but clearly it is, and it's not something that Ben Johnson is going to tolerate. Here's what Cole had to say about that. He was like, "I was probably like a yard off." He kind of chuckled when he said this. "It's just an example of Ben not letting up on those things and making sure everybody's on the details. It's funny on that play, I'm kind of cheating myself out of getting the ball the way I was aligned." So afterwards, he's kind of joking and saying, like, "I was trying to get you the damn football. It all comes from a good place. I mean, he's not yelling at you because he doesn't like you. He wants things right, and he wants to win." And the more we hear from different players talk and coaches, and hell, just clips you see on social media, right? Like Eric Bieniemy stands out every day after practice where media members are there. Someone is clipping some of the running back drills, and every time Bieniemy is just jumping on someone's ass. Now, there's positive reinforcement after, but he's not going to let, bad reps go. Like, he's just not going to do it. And that starts at the top with Ben Johnson. It is pretty easy to see the intensity, the focus, and the high standard that this coaching staff has brought to Hallis Hall. And like Cole said, look, all coaches are intense for the most part. I'm sure Matt Eberflus had things that, in his eyes, were setting the bar high. But when you hear the players talk, it's not – it's different. You can tell. Like, it's not the same deal that we saw under the last coaching staff and even toward the end of the Matt Nagy era. I think early on, Nagy and that crew probably did a pretty good job, but clearly it didn't maintain. And look, we're a couple months into this thing, right? We haven't even played a game yet. So it's easy to celebrate it now and be excited for it. What ultimately matters is when you hit adversity in the season, if you lose 2 games in a row. Are you going to keep that standard high? Are things going to start to slip? So that's when we'll really see the testament of this team and of this coaching staff. But right now, they are setting the standard high, which they should, because this is the time of year under a new staff. Like, it's install, it's learning the playbook, getting used to your new teammates, getting used to your new coaches. Like, you can't skip steps when you're trying to build a football team, and right now they certainly are not skipping steps. Hey, Cole, you're 2 feet, you're a yard misaligned. Fucking line up right. Like, that's not skipping the details, no question about it. If you're excited about the Ben Johnson era, hit the like button. I certainly am. I don't see how you couldn't be based on what we're hearing out of Hallis Hall so far. Hit that thumbs up icon. All right, we are sponsored by Prize Picks here on today's show. Do you know ball? Do you know basketball? Because the final series is here as the championship is on the line, and it's time to put your money where your mouth is with Prize Picks. Set your lineups today. 2 or more players, pick more or less on the various stats available. Points, rebounds, assists, combo stats, three-pointers made, three-pointers attempted. There's a ton available for you, and you can win up to $2,000 extra money on certain lineups with Prize Picks right now. That's right. You could turn $10 into $20,000 here with Prize Picks. Take advantage of our deal, by the way. prizepicks.com/CLNS. Use that link. Use the code CLNS and just set a $5 lineup. Doesn't matter if you win or lose. You can chase this 3-player lineup today. Took the more on SGA, points, rebounds, assists, less on Halliburton, points, rebounds, assists, more on Siakam points. $5. Doesn't matter if you win or lose. This is 5X, by the way, so 5 to win 25, 10 to win 50, etc. And once you play for $5, if you use our code CLNS, if you're a new customer, you're going to get an additional $50 into your account for free. Take advantage right now. prizepicks.com/CLNS. Available in more than 30 states. Tons and tons of money to be made with Prize Picks. Links is in the comments and the description of this video. Check it out. Okay, DJ Moore, who was a hot topic last season, you know, was the effort always there, yada, yada. That's been well documented. He was asked about playing for Ben. He says, it's fun but intense. A lot of hard work goes into it. You got to be on your P's and Q's. You've got to know the playbook. And, you know, the body language thing has become this kind of hot topic recently with, you know, when they did the film study work with Caleb from last season, obviously the on-the-field stuff, but also just like the few moments of body language, staying on the turf too long after getting sacked, on the sideline, etc. And DJ Moore also had his body language question from fans, people on the outside last season, and I'm sure the coaching staff. And he said one time in practice he had a moment of not great body language, and that got nipped in the bud immediately. And he was asked by reporters, like, how do you not do that moving forward? And he was very simple. He's like, don't do it. Just don't do it. So, you know, it seems like a little thing. Again, these all seem like minor, small things, but if you let them slip, they can turn into more. It's like a kid, right? Like you give him that extra piece of candy on Halloween after he's already had 3 chocolate bars. Well, he's going to think he can have a 5th one the next day. So you got to find a happy medium there. And the staff is not letting anything slide. And you know what really fires me up even more about it? You're talking about premium players on this team being made examples out of. Cole Kmet, who's been paid. DJ Moore, who's been paid. Caleb hasn't been paid, hasn't necessarily established himself yet in this league. Number 1 pick, though, in the draft. Typically, those guys get a little extra rope. Not under this staff. It doesn't matter if you're the best player on the team or if you are a practice squad guy. If you're slipping on the details, you are going to get called out for it. All right, subscribe and join us because later today we will be back with another video. Day 2, Bears minicamp. We will react to all the news and notes today. So hit that subscribe button. Turn on notifications. Not exactly sure when that video will go up, 4 or 5 o'clock, something like that, Central Time. So be on the lookout. We will have you guys covered. And to that point, right, you know, not only are these high-level players on this team, but they're also players who didn't have their best years last year for a variety of reasons. I think with Cole, especially from a receiving standpoint, he just kind of was not featured in the offense for whatever reason, whether that's Waldron, Thomas Brown, Caleb, whoever. He just didn't get a lot of targets. I mean, when he was throwing the ball last year, he caught it almost every time, right? 55 targets, 47 catches. But DJ Moore on basically the same target share and receptions, his numbers were down like 400 yards. The explosives just weren't there. So again, is that an offensive issue? Is that a DJ issue? You could point to a variety of things. But again, just to double down on that last point, what I like the most, what Ben Johnson and this coaching staff are doing, is they're not playing favorites. They're not saying, hey, DJ, you make $28 million per year. It's okay. That was a bad rep. We'll let that one go. Hey, Cole, you're an established tight end in this league. You missed that block. No big deal. You didn't line up properly. No big deal. No, they are redoing the play, and they're saying, line up right. Run this route properly. Block for your teammate, because otherwise we're going to find someone else who will. I like using these veterans as examples because if you coach them hard and these younger guys see that, they're going to buy in too. So I think this team, this coaching staff is setting the standard right. This team is in a good place. It's June. We'll see what it looks like in the season. Every year we hype up this team, but it does feel different this time around. Okay, will the Bears be a playoff team this year? Type Y for yes or type N for no. I'm certainly hopeful, but got to go out and prove it. That's going to do it for this edition of Chicago Bears Now. Again, subscribe and join us this afternoon. We will have day 2 of minicamp reaction, as it is a 3-day minicamp yesterday, today, and tomorrow. So turn on those notifications so you know when that video goes up, and we'll see you guys then. Bear down.